What's up, Watch World? It's Bearded Watchman here, Brandon. Hey, so I want to go over NATOs today. So there's a bunch of NATO straps in the market. I'm talking the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, probably if not thousands of different NATO straps on the market as far as companies go. But I want to list just a few companies for you. Um, I think the first one is going to be if you're trying to find a NATO strap and you want to go to a store and you want to buy one. So what I've got are these two NATOs here. Now these two NATOs came from Fossil. Okay, so everybody's like, well, Fossil has watches. Do they have NATOs? They do. They've got NATO straps. Now it's not one that I would strongly recommend, although this one is not all that bad. I found this leather one here, which has this neat little logo, this Movember Foundation logo down at the bottom. It is leather. It's genuine leather. I cut I cut this off, and I'll show you a little later what I'm talking about um, when I talk about NATOs and trimming the NATO like that. But this strap here, the leather's very very good. The stitching is very very good. The keepers are good, although I don't like this style keeper. I like a little more slender profile keeper like this just because it keeps it a little more neat and tight. These are too tall. They're just massive keepers. I don't know if I don't know why they're so big. Maybe I thought that they used the same keeper as this, but it's not. This one is actually more slender than these keepers. So when you're wearing it, these things lay down like that. They don't stand up to keep anything, they lay down. And I really don't like that. If you're in a pinch and want a good leather, look, I'll show you this. I don't know if you can see it. You can see the little mustache there, which is kind of cool. If you want a NATO and you want a leather, this is not a bad way to go. This was, I think, $34 or something. So it's pretty expensive for what you're getting. But if you want to run up to the mall and there's a Fossil, typically everywhere that I know of, there's Fossil stores all over the place. So you can get this pretty good, and I think it comes in brown and black. So this isn't bad if you're in a pinch and you don't want to order offline and stuff like that. So this isn't bad. Now, as far as this guy, this keeper, the keeper setup and the buckle is not bad. I'm surprised that it's halfway decent. It's stitched. It's got a very, very heavy grain to it. It's very heavy, and this is a little. You can see the holes there. They do have a little melted. You can see the little melted part there, which keeps them nice and tight. You don't have to worry about them unraveling or whatever. But I don't. It still feels cheap to me, and I don't know why. I think it's maybe the feel, and maybe it's because I've gone to brands like Blue Shark and Barton and Moose Straps and stuff like that. This just feels like a cheaper one. I think I got this in a little discount aisle. I've literally worn it like twice because I think it's the color, and I think that at Fossil, the NATOs they do have, it's not a very good selection. They might have 5 or 6 on site, so it's not a big deal. And they only come in 22. I can't see any other size but 22. And the longer I've worn watches and stuff, I kind of tend to go down to 20 millimeter size. So you're not going to find 20 millimeter size at Fossil. So that's Fossil for you. The next brand I want to go to is probably my favorite, most soft material, and it's Moose Strap. This Moose Strap material is so soft. It's just, it's like butter. It's really really soft. You can see how heavy, how thick of a grain that is. Very very thick, but very pliable. It's like a seatbelt material, but it's fairly thin. And I think this is actually coming from their thin line too. I think they have a regular and a thin. So this is their thin, and it is wonderful. This seatbelt, this thin seatbelt, I think it's 1.1 or maybe 1.2 millimeters thick, which I love it. The keepers on this, excellent. Excellent keepers. This is a brush keeper. They're fairly low in profile. Now, it's not the lowest in profile. I'll show you those in a minute. But I do like the profile. I love the stitching on these bands. They're stitched very, very well. The buckles are excellent, and they're signed the MSC, or Moose Strap Company is what that stands for. They do have a little pin there. You can push those out, and you can change these out, or you can put them on other straps. So I really, really like these buckles. These buckles are very good. They're thick. They're super, super strong. They line up. Everything about the Moose Strap brand I do like. You can see the other keeper down here, but you can see the stitching. You can see it actually looks like it was hand stitched. Stitching and how that strap is, and they're so pliable. I mean, they're just like that. They're very, very soft. It's one of the best bands that I wear is this particular brand, just because of the quality of the texture of this strap. Now, the only problem I have with Moose Strap is the length. This one is perfect. So I ordered these two. So I ordered a gray, and I ordered this green, which I don't know if the screen is doing it justice, but it's like a really dark forest green, and it's got this kind of a cream color right through the center of it, which I like it, but there's not many watches I can wear it with. And typically when I buy straps, I'm like, ooh, this is cool. I like this strap. Should I get it in 22? Should I get it in 20? And then I'm like, I get it in 22, and when I get it home, the watch that I have is 22 that it would look best on. So before you buy them, go through your watches and really think of what watch you would wear one with, and then go from there. But this is probably one of my most worn straps. You can see it's going to really set in nicely with the watch. And you can see where I wear it right there, those last 4 or 5 holes. It holds up very, very well. They do treat, they've got, I guess they melt or do some kind of treatment to the inside of that hole, but it's still very smooth. You can't even feel where they treated it, which most straps, when you treat them, you can run your finger across the holes and you can kind of feel the difference. This one is very, very soft. It's not irritating on the skin at all, but you can see again the stitching on these straps are excellent. And these keepers, very, very, very firm. You can see the keeper on this one is more slender than the keeper on this one. So this is another issue I have with them. I'm not sure exactly which one I'm getting at the time. Both of these are seatbelt thin NATOs. Both of these are polished buckles, and these two buckles do look different. Now, this might be the newer model, which it's very possible this newer model, but you can see these keepers on this one. You can kind of fold them down, and they're rounded. You can see the edges are rounded. They're a little more rounded. This one is more squared. You can't hardly push these down at all. They're very firm in there. I like this a lot. This right here is super comfortable wear. They're very, very good quality built. I really, really like this. But going back to the length, I love this so much. I wanted to get this color strap for my for this particular watch, this pilot watch that I got. And because I just absolutely love this strap, and I wanted one in this color. Um, and you can see, I want you to see this here. So, same strap. Look at the holes. Okay, so I'm right here on this strap. Now on this strap, it means I'm at the last one. And then I trimmed this, sorry about my crappy trim job, but I trimmed about this much off of it. Maybe 1.5 inches. I was like, why is this strap so long? There's nowhere on their website that I can see that there's a long strap and a short strap. I just ordered the NATO strap and I get this super long one, and I was so disappointed because this one fits so perfect. It fits right there, and I've got some play here. This one fits at the end, and it's infuriating, and I don't know if I'm doing something wrong, which is very possible. I'm ordering something wrong. If anybody knows that for sure, please send me a message and say, hey, idiot, you're buying, this is the long strap, this is the regular. And that's probably what it is. So I'm probably overreacting. But as far as moose straps go, I strongly recommend these. But if you can, see if you can figure out the length is going to be your best bet. So I'm going to put these back, and I'm going to go to probably my go-to company, NATO straps as a whole. Okay, this guy here, this is Blue Shark. As far as pricing goes, as far as getting like buy two get one free specials and stuff like that, the guys over at Blue Shark are excellent. The service is excellent. You get them quick. The keepers, again, are excellent. The stitching is excellent. It's a little more low profile feeling. It looks more finished than the moose strap. Moose strap looks like it was hand stitched, which I do like. Don't get me wrong. I like that strap. I like the way it's stitched. There's nothing wrong with the way that that's done. This looks like it's probably done a little more perfected, like with a machine. May I say that lightly, because these straps by no means look cheap. These straps are done right. They're done right. They feel right. They're the right price. They've got probably the best buckle in the market as far as I'm concerned for the price for a NATO. Everything fits perfect. You can remove these, but it doesn't have a hole like the moose strap does. The moose strap, obviously, you just stick a tool in there and pop it out and be done. These, you've got to get a knife down in there, pop them out, but it's really no biggie. You're not going to be changing these out, I wouldn't think, but you can if you want to. I really do like these keepers. I really do like these buckles. And these keepers, same thing like the moose strap. They're very firm. They're kind of in between the one that's fairly loose and the one that's firm. You can, if you push down hard enough, you can fold them over, but they'll pop back up. I really do like the fitment on the wrist of these. Lengthwise, they're right. The way that they treat their holes, I do like it. They last really good. They do treat the inside of them. They don't treat the whole outside, so you're not feeling a funky spot across it. Although you can feel more difference in the holes if you run your fingers down there than the moose straps. Now, Blue Shark they've got a couple of different models now. They've got the regular, this is the regular original Blue Shark. The original, yeah, this one's called the original Blue Shark, which I strongly recommend this one. It is a little thicker. It's not going to be as soft as like this particular brand, the moose straps, but they do make a seatbelt material that is thin now, that I have not ordered yet, which I'm thinking that it's going to be very, very close to that. And as far as, let me grab my phone and I'll get right back to you guys. Okay, back to where we were. As far as Blue Shark goes, this is the way to go. The original Blue Shark. You're going to get an excellent buckle. You're going to get excellent keepers. You're going to get excellent stitching. You're going to get a really good, very good built quality, and you can see how they finish the ends too, but very good quality NATO strap. And for the price, when you're doing buy two get one free, and that's typically what they do. They do some free shipping, they do some different things, but this is the strap. This is the way to go. Now, what I did, I got this particular strap. Now, this is their seatbelt material. This is their, I want to say it's the Alpha Premier. It does have a polished buckle, which it's very good polished, very good buckle, very good keepers, very slim, very firm in there. The problem I have with this, okay, I think this is probably called the Alpha Shark. I think that's what this is called. The problem I have with this is it's so thick. It wears horrible. It is so thick, guys. If you're gonna do NATOs and you want to, you kind of want to start getting some different styles and stuff for your watches, don't get these super thick seatbelt straps. It's I think it's a waste of money unless you've got really big wrists. My wrists are 6 3/4. If you've got a 6.5, 7.5 or 8-inch wrist, then that's fine. These will you probably won't notice it, but the way these fold, they're just super, super thick. I mean, you can see the thickness between just these two different ones. You can see how much thicker that strap is. Then this is Blue Shark's regular original, and this is their Alpha Shark. It's almost 2 times thicker. So you're folding this 2 times underneath. Now, as far as feeling, this thing feels like a dream. It feels like the Moose strap, but just twice as thick. That's what it feels like to me. I trimmed the end off again, and that goes back to me trimming. Whenever you're wearing a NATO, the way that they wear, so let me grab, here, I'm going to grab this guy and this guy, okay? So whenever you have a NATO, you're going to have two, you're going to put it in the top like this, okay? Set about where you want to wear it. You're going to put it back up through the bottom, and then you're going to slide it through the keeper. This right here, it's beautiful on the watches. It keeps the watch from sliding down, okay? So you're not going to lose it. So when you take it off, you're not going to do this, and then the watch is going to fling off like this. So basically, you've got double the material underneath it, okay? So if your watch is, let's say it's 12 millimeters thick, now it's going to be 12, 13, 14, probably 14 and a half millimeters thick like this. So when you put it on the wrist, you're going to get, it's basically going to stick up a couple more millimeters. So that's why some people with wearing larger watches will trim this piece here off. So they'll cut that, and then they cut that in half. So you can see how now it's very, very slim. You don't have double on the bottom. You have just single. So hence the meaning of trimming that. You don't have this guy, this double on the bottom. Now, whenever you trim it, you only have one layer on the bottom, and it's like a regular NATO. So, but I would. Another thing about this is this keeper slides. It's kind of neat. This keeper does not, which I like that this keeper slides and this one doesn't. That's a neat feature, and I do like this. Now, Blue Shark has a Blue Shark Alpha Slim, okay? I have not gotten that yet. And back again, what I was talking about earlier, I think it's going to be closer to this. But between the Alpha Shark seatbelt material and the Moose Strap seatbelt material, the Moose Strap seatbelt material is a lot more fine. I think it's a better material. If you're going to go with a high-end seatbelt material, this is the way to go, is Moose Strap. But like I said, I haven't tried the Alpha Shark Slim. I'm going to order an Alpha Shark Slim, and I think that if it's like this, I'd probably just continue to go with Alpha Shark because, or Blue Shark. Because Blue Shark, I like the brand, I like the branding, I like the getting it quick. I just like Blue Shark in general. By no means are they paying me to say this, but I really do like it. But I'm very disappointed in this super thick strap, and I think that's why they made the Alpha Shark Slim. So, and you can notice the lengths of these guys. You can see that these two are shorter. I don't know why. These two guys were ordered before these two guys. So I've got these. You can see they're almost a half inch, maybe about a half inch longer. Not a big deal. I wear them both. I really don't even, I think it's just given one more at the bottom. It's taken one at the top. So if you've got a super short, you might get the distance, the measured distance of them. But I typically wear mine on the third or fourth. I think these are on the third, and I think this one's on the fourth. So no biggie. Now I want to go over to this brand. This brand here is Barton. I really like Barton's straps. Their canvas straps are probably the best straps there is. If you're going to go with a canvas two-piece strap, go with Barton. Just look it up, buy one from Barton, be done if you're going to go with a canvas strap. And I probably have a canvas strap by Barton. I'll put it up here in the on the screen for you so you can see it. But so there's two different ones. This is their normal NATO, and I think it's there's one that's called the Jetson, and I think the Jetson is the higher end one. Whichever one's more. This one's the more expensive one. This one is the less expensive one. Now, their keepers here are the same material as the strap, so you don't have metal keepers like Blue Shark. So the biggest difference is going to be the keepers. Both of them, I like both of them fairly well. I'm going to compare this one because I think this particular, the higher end Barton compares more to the bottom end Blue Shark. So, but now the quality of this strap, the material in the strap is probably closer to the material on the Alpha Shark and closer to it's between the Alpha Shark and the Moose Strap. Very, very good material. I think it's a little bit thicker than the Blue Shark. It's not as thick as the Blue Shark. It's a little thicker than the Moose Strap, not as thick as the Blue Shark. Super, super soft. The treatment of the holes is excellent. The treatment at the end is excellent. The keeper, you do have a metal keeper here. It's excellent. It's very low profile. You can't see hardly through it at all. I like this a lot. This one is really, really good. And if you want this cloth up here, it's good. Whenever you wear it, you can still double tuck. If you've got a smaller wrist, you'll double tuck like this. It's a little more complicated, and the way that it looks is a little more. I don't know if I would say that it looks a little more finished or less finished. It just kind of depends on what you like. This is kind of your typical NATO finish there, and I like the way this looks. This looks good. This, when you're wearing it, it does look like there's just a big chunk of a big chunk of strap just on the side. So I'm not sure how I feel about either one of these. I like them both. I don't think there's probably negatives and positives most. The biggest positive I see on this is desks. If you're desk diving, oh man, this is great because you're sitting this on the desk. You're not scratching anything. Most people don't think about that. This is excellent. You're not scratching anything. You're not scuffing this up. You're not putting scratches on your desk. When you hit it on something, it doesn't ping. It's just soft. So that's the positive of this. The negative of this is it's just kind of a clump of stuff on the side. This looks more clean and more like a NATO's supposed to look in my eyes. But yeah, you're constantly, if you have a brushed one, it's not a big deal. If you've got polished ones, that's different because you'll scuff them up. But that's the different look from your Barton watch strap Jetson, which is the high-end one, and then the original Blue Shark strap there. Both of those are great. Keepers are great. Now, when you go into the lower end, their regular NATO, it's a little more. The material here is a little more firm. It's not as soft and supple as this one. Okay. It kind of sticks out, almost like some of your cheaper built like this kind of material. It resembles your cheaper, and this is cheapest NATO straps.com. Their keepers, you can see their keepers versus this is a $6 strap. This is I think it's $11 or $12 strap. So this strap I would go with before I would go with these Barton ones. I do like the keepers. This buckle is better than your cheapest NATO buckle. It's got a little indentation on there. It's good. Don't get me wrong. If you're buying these from Barton, it's fine. You're not going to be disappointed with them. The biggest deal is you're going to be your keepers. Your keeper is this cloth. So if you like this style keeper, then Barton is your brand. If not, then I would definitely stick with Blue Shark. Now I want to go to a different strap. So this strap here, like I was talking just a second ago, this is your cheapest NATO. You go online, you buy 20 of them, and it's hardly any amount of money. I mean, geez, you can get some of them for like $4 or $5. This one I think was $6 or $7, but not a bad purchase. Okay, but there's negatives here. So I'm going to pull back this Blue Shark here, this regular Blue Shark original. Okay, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you these two side by side. Okay, so first of all, the keepers, all your stuff's going to be polished. I don't think you can get them. They're all going to be very standard. You're not going to get a stitched, although if the second I say that, I think that you can actually buy stitched ones from them too. I don't have any stitched ones. I just have the non-stitched ones, but I've got another strap that I think it's going to be very similar to this. So you can see they're not stitched, they're glued. So it looks to me, they look a little unfinished. Now the person that's just got a bunch of different colored straps and stuff and wearing it out, nobody's really going to even notice, because whenever you put the strap on, and then you tuck and do the NATO tuck. Let's see, come on. All right, so you're not going to see them not being stitched. Okay, so this one's stitched. This is your blue shark. This is your blue shark, and this is your cheapest NATO. So you're not going to notice it. Okay, what you're going to notice is you're going to notice the feel of this versus the feel of this. Okay, the blue shark is a little softer. It feels a little better on the wrist. This is a little more coarse, not as comfortable on the wrist. If you buy a bunch of these, and they might bother you on the wrist around the edge. So these might, like I said, these guys might bother you. It might just kind of irritate the skin a little bit. And that's the biggest thing with people trying to go to NATOs. They get a bunch of cheap NATOs like this and it irritates the skin. And then they're like, I don't like NATOs. This one is not going to do that. But if you think that's going to be a problem, go with moose straps. Get the moose straps on this very soft seatbelt material and make sure you get the thin ones, okay? Or go to Blue Shark and get their Blue Shark Alpha Slim. The Alpha Slim is probably going to be your most comfortable wearing as far as your best bang for your buck. I think it's going to be this one. So now, as much as I talk up Blue Shark, there's one thing that they make that I am very, very disappointed with, and it's because it's about the most uncomfortable strap I've ever put on my wrist, and it's their two-piece NATO, okay? If you're thinking about doing a two-piece NATO, do not do the Blue Shark. This thing is like, I don't see if you can see, it's double NATO. So it's two stitched together. And I'm telling you, this thing is so thick. Trying to wear it, it's so awkward to wear because when you're on the wrist, I mean, this hardly bends. On the wrist, it wears like this. And you're like, geez, I just want it to relax. But I wore it like once, and I'm like, look, I'm done. I don't like them. I wish that they were one strand of NATO folded over and stitched, and then they would be very pliable and lay down. And the reason I say that is I got this strap here, okay? This is a two-piece NATO. And I got this two-piece NATO from J&K's, okay? J&K's is a company that does a lot of like, I think it's the modification to like the Casio watches that modify it so you can put a strap on it. But this strap versus this is this firm, very uncomfortable. I don't like it. This one is awesome. It's soft, supple. It's one thick NATO. It's folded over like this. It's got to be cheaper to build this than this one. This one, now the finish of this is great. I don't have a problem with the finish. And the keepers are great. The buckle's great. Everything's great about this. It's not cheap, not built good. It even has your quick disconnects in it. So the build is not bad. It's the wear is bad. It's very uncomfortable, and you won't wear it that much if you buy this. But this guy here, if you're going to do a two-piece, do a two-piece like this. Make sure that it's stitched up here, and then it's just a single piece and not a double piece. So I want to throw that out there. Now the keepers with them goes back to, this is the negative side, these giant keepers that when you're wearing them, they lay down. I don't like the way that wears. This wears very, very similar to the one that I was talking about at Fossil. So these keeper, there's a, and I can't think of the word right now, but I'll post it on here exactly what it is. But there's a difference between your regular NATO, and then the one that has these this particular types of straps. Keepers. So I don't like these keepers. I love the way this is done. You can see even it's folded over, and then you have a single and it's folded over and stitched. I like the way this is done because it's a lot more comfortable than wearing that. So I just wanted to point that out there. If you're going to do a two-piece NATO, do a two-piece NATO with a single sleeve NATO, not a double like that. I want to point out this too. This strap here is going to be like your cheapest NATO that's stitched. It's going to be stitched kind of like this. It's not stitched super great. There's nothing super great about this, but it's not bad. And this is the one that came with this watch. So this is just kind of an off-brand NATO from Amazon. And I haven't worn it that much, but you can see how it's kind of already starting to kind of fray a little bit, and I've only worn it one time. So I think that this one won't last very long. It looks good. It's not that bad. It's almost the exact texture as the cheapestnato.com. So not bad. This is the one with the double keepers here. I think all of this, there's too much of this going on. Some people like it, some people don't, but hey, it is what it is. It's more military style, I think. Now, I want to go back to this strap. This is a Barton strap. I keep jumping back and forth. Sorry, I'm just trying to get this stuff out. The Barton strap has leather. This I like. It's a singles, no stitching on it. It's just single strap of leather, folded, stitched with leather keepers. This is really cool because you can change the buckles. So let's say if I wanted to put any buckle on there, I can just pull that right off and put a polished. This is actually brushed. You can put a brushed buckle on there, or then you can turn around and you can put a polished buckle on there, so you can do what you want to like that. The buckle that came on this is very, very similar. I think you can get, it's very similar to this. But you can get polished, you can get brushed, and you can also get black. My black, yeah, so this is their black. So you can get it either. Anyway, this black is very, very nice. Barton is very, very good about you can get gold, I think you can get black, you can get polished, you can get, I think now you can even get what am I trying to say? Like a off gold, whatever. You get my drift. They're neat. Barton is a good company too. So, but I like this strap. These right here, my concern is these breaking or getting kind of worn down over a period of time. So, and it's very hard to tuck. And lengthwise, they're good if you have shorter wrist. I'm hitting right about there, and I've got 6 3/4. So if you've got a larger wrist, this one's probably going to be a little small. But whenever you double tuck, it's very hard to double tuck that into this. And this one gets very fat. So keep that in mind on this particular strap. There's one more strap that I want to show you, and it's this guy here. This one came from Crown and Buckle. And I have mixed feelings about this. This one is called the Chevron, I believe, from Crown and Buckle. Now, it's a little more expensive. I think it was $32, okay? Is it worth $32? No, it's not worth $32. I just pointing that out. If you can get a 50% discount, then I might be okay with it. But the material is very stiff, okay? It's a lot more stiff than even the cheapest NATO material. So the material I don't like, okay? So that's the first thing. I don't like the material. The way that you adjust this, I'm all the way up here, and this thing barely fits my wrist. I mean, I literally have like this much, it barely goes in the keeper, and I'm pretty close to being as long as this thing can. Now, the adjustable part is neat. I think it probably needs to be longer, and I don't think I've ever said that because my wrist is small. Now this fits me fine, but if you have a wrist that's bigger than 6 3/4, you're going to have problems. But now the keepers are very, very nice. Then this buckle is awesome. Geez, this buckle is nice. Okay, it's the fit. Let's see if I can get this up. The fit and finish. It's polished on the edge. It's brushed on the top and brushed on the bottom. The fit and finish of it is excellent. I think this is the reason why this thing's $32. I think they spent a pretty good bit of money developing this little guy, and I like it. I really, really like this. I wish I liked the material. What I'm thinking of doing is trying to piece together something else to put in here. If it was a really soft, supple material, kind of like the moose strap or the seatbelt material with Barton, or the seatbelt material with Blue Shark, as long as it was like the slim, I think it would be excellent. But I don't think, if you're thinking about trying to purchase this chevron adjustable strap from Crown and Buckle, don't do it. I think you'll be pretty disappointed unless they can continue to kind of modify it. This is probably about a year old now, but I don't like it. Don't recommend it. So guys, that's kind of my material here on NATO's. So if you have any questions, PM me and I'll definitely answer them for you. But I think that's overall my experience with NATO, and I think that it might help you out. One last thing before I go, I'm gonna do. This is my new Ventus North Star. I absolutely love this watch. I'm gonna do a review on it. But I've come to feel that I like wearing this on a strap. So I've got this on a purlon. You can see the purlon is this little stitched or woven material, and there's no holes in it. You just put the pin wherever you want to. It's pretty soft on this. I like this. If you're going to get a purlon, get a halfway decent one. Don't get a cheapest NATO purlon. Just go get one from, I can't remember the name. I'll post the name on here, but I want y'all to see this watch on this particular blue NATO by Blue Shark that I've been wearing it on, and man, it's sharp. It looks so good on this NATO. So look at that. Love it on there. And I wish I wouldn't have now, but I trimmed this a long time ago. This watch would wear fine on the double stitched, the double loop. So I'll probably end up ordering another one in brush this time. This is polished. I think brush would look better with this, but I think this blue on this watch looks good. And I'm gonna sling it on the wrist, see if I can do this on camera. I'm usually pretty good about it, but you can see on my wrist that purlon strap is on my wrist, and it looks like it's probably too tight, and I typically do that with purlon too. But so NATO, get on here, put that through. I'm gonna fold and tuck like NATO like that. It sits perfect, and you can see that watch looks amazing on this. And this is with trimmed. So you have a little slimmer profile when it's trimmed. And you can see how this raises up a little bit. Once you wear this for a time, this right here will fold itself down, or you can mark where this is and put it on an ironing board and just iron that, and it'll fold itself down, and it won't bother you. But there you go, guys. Thanks for watching.